If it's 2 or 3 minutes past the hour of noon, and I say good morning to you, and instead of responding normally, you just say, "Don't you mean afternoon?" You're fixing to be spatchcocked by these toothpick wrists of mine. You're the human equivalent of plaid cargo shorts. Call me a bank because I have 0% interest in you.
Corn cookies from 1930. Now, if cornmeal were to end up in my sugar cookie dough, I would consider that a mistake. But these people have done it on purpose. Do you know what that's called? Criminal intent. Begin by creaming a half cup of margarine with a half cup of sugar. They say using softened margarine is ideal. No, honey, what's ideal is not using margarine. So far, so good. And then came the cornmeal. Cornmeal in a sugar cookie. What a bright idea. Oh, cornmeal on the floor. I'm gonna start needing blood pressure medication. 3/4 of a cup and half a cup of flour. Mixed. Now we form a log. Come on, be a good corn log. To the icebox. You are frozen. And now we roll it in cornmeal. Cookies. 8 minutes at 375. Huh? Whoa. This is lovely. It's a sugar cookie with a bachelor's degree. Bravo.
What is that? Where does it come from? I don't understand this fucking... Oh!
When will 2020 end? Oh, tell me quando. There's nothing left to comprehend. 0 out of 10, don't recommend.
A Swedish meat ring. The slogan for this cookbook is, "It's digestible." Crisco. We don't know what it is either. Make a pie pastry with Crisco. All caps. Remember, kids, the main ingredient in pie pastry is self-doubt. Oh, no. A Christmas miracle. Onion. Here come the tears. Like my mom after a glass of wine. Fire! Fry in 2 tablespoons of Crisco. On this episode of Dead White People. Ground beef. Who's mooing now? The tomatoes and the beef. Lifing very good. I stay right together with you. It's like if a beef Wellington got sad. This feels familiar. Brush with egg to make presentable. Honey, that ship has sailed. Cream peas. I didn't know tuberculosis had a color scheme. I've baked a toilet. I won't lie, it smells good. Tastes good, but it feels like a pre-existing condition. Apple cider cookies from 1973. Yes, we humans have been baking with apples since the first time somebody baked with an apple. And today we're going to be continuing that tradition. Start with 3/4 of a cup of butter. That's a lot of butter, Miss Pillsbury. 1 cup of brown sugar. Half cup of sugar. Full disclosure, I picked this recipe because it looked good. I don't always like to destroy my taste buds, you know. Butter go bleh. 1 egg. Now for 2 cups of flour, pinch of salt, teaspoon of floof soda, that's baking soda, and apple pie spice. What's apple pie spice? Let me tell you. Half teaspoon of nutmeg, allspice, ground ginger, ground cardamom, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Oh dear, it's gonna be a little cinnamon heavy. Now we finally chop an apple of our choosing. I chose this one, to die. 1/4 cup of apple cider. Get in. It's not November yet, so we're cleared for some optional nuts. Mix. Chill time. 350 for about 17 minutes. Hello, little ones. It's time for icing. 3 tablespoons of melted butter. 1/3 of a cup of cider. Then we add powdered sugar until it's thick. Oh yes, you will love these. They are the taste of the season. You know, I don't care what they say. Wyoming summers are beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely f***ing ridiculous. Goddamn freezing Siberian looking. God damn. A coal miner cake from 1936. Starting off on the right foot here with a half cup of lard. If I cut off my feet, do we still have to do this? This stuff is great, you know. You can run your tractor on it. Brown sugar. Drizzle of molasses. Is this the coal? 4 eggies. They did you dirty. We seem to have made a chamber pot. Flour. Cocoa. Half cup of strong coffee. Fire! Now we mix baking soda into sour cream. There are too many things happening. Get in! Then we alternate flour, coffee, flour, coffee. You are banished. Has it unionized? Looks good, but looks can be deceiving. They're very dense and pungent. Suppose I wouldn't mind it if I was in a coal mine, but in a coal mine I'm not. A pickled cheesecake from 72. Says this cheesecake stands out because it's savory. You don't think it has anything to do with the pickles? We start with a pretzel crust. Melted margarine.
Time for the filling. Pound of cream cheese, cup of sour cream, goat cheese, and some pickle juice.
Beat until soft. Honey, I don't need instructions. I'm single.
Egg, parmesan,
Garlic.
onion powder,
And red pepper flakes. At least it's hot garbage.
Now for the star of the show, an entire cup of dill pickles. Smooth top.
Yes. 45 minutes at 350.
Good night.
Oh boy.
What is that? No, it's a demon quiche. A cottage cheese Jell-O salad from '68.
That's not a typo. This is deliberate.
Someone published this and got paid for it.
Let's not make assumptions, though.
We begin with a pint of cottage cheese,
Followed by a can of crushed pineapple.
well drained, of course, like my hope. Next, we joyously sprinkle in an entire packet of lime Jell-O.
Can I start making assumptions now?
Oh, come on. Ma'am, do you know what a salad is? Because whatever you think, it's wrong.
Lastly, we fold in a tub of Cool Whip.
To the fridge.
At least nothing hatched.
Ma'am?
No, it's just disrespectful.
Coke and Peanuts, 1922.
This is a special edition of Dylan's Kitchen. I'm currently in Death Valley, California, where the temperature is 128 degrees Fahrenheit, 53 degrees Celsius. What does that feel like? Well, it's painful. But regarding Coke and Peanuts, this is a snack that originated from the 1920s, where workmen and tradesmen on their lunch break didn't want to dirty up their peanuts with their grubby hands, and they wanted to enjoy their Coca-Cola, so they combined the two. You tear open a pack of salted peanuts, dump them in your glass, make it a mash. Oh, it's chunky. Doesn't that look charming? This is the first time I've had to chew Coca-Cola. I could dig this, though understand I may be biased because it is an oven.
A ration cake from World War II. So it's the 40s and we don't have any butter, sugar, milk, or eggs, and we need to make a cake. What do? Panic! Into a saucepan goes 2 cups of raisins, plus 1 cup of water. In the interests of civil defense, we look to raisins to substitute our sugar. So you want me to boil raisins?
It ain't easy being a patriot.
Fire!
This is awful. A half cup of lard.
Just give up.
Don't make a cake.
A whole cup of molasses. No, this is not worth it. It's not.
Looks like barbecue sauce. Smells of death.
For the dry ingredients, we need 1.5 cups of flour.
Half teaspoon of baking soda. And the only spice we get is cloves.
Cloves. It's always the cloves. Mash the raisins.
It's been nice knowing you. This would make me enlist.
Get in. Get off.
$3.25 for an hour.
Oh no. Oh no, ma'am. Just no. Ooh. A sawdust pie from '75. Now, normally, if you're looking for a mouthful of wood, you just go to a sawmill or Tinder. But here we find it in a pie. Pastry. Hello, child.
Goodbye, child.
Unlike life, the filling is very easy. Just 1.5 cups each of sugar,
Graham cracker crumbs.
shredded coconut, and chopped pecans. Remember, on the internet, both pecan and pecan are wrong.
You can't win.
You might as well call them pecans. Or Margaret. Finally, the whites of 6 egg. We don't beat the egg whites, though. We're pacifiers.
Nope, we're not pacifiers.
Pacifists. Mix. Get in the pie. $3.50 for a half hour.
Never been down here, have you?
Welcome.
Looks problematic.
Huh. That's a hard one.
It's cakey, gooey, chewy, and crunchy.
It's not bad. It's eclectic. Clam biscuits from 1974. Now, I love biscuits and I love clams, but do they belong together? Well, as my parents tried explaining to a 12-year-old me when they divorced, probably not. We begin with 2 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of floof powder,
Then 2 tablespoons of shortening.
vegetable shortenings are great for when you want something like butter, but worse.
Please get off the spoon.
Please, sir.
Mix with hands.
In goes a half cup of moo juice.
Then a can of minced clams. Little strange, fam, but you do you. Yep, those are clams.
Oh, it wants the juice too.
Mix.
Drop these into a muffin pan. So are they biscuits or are they muffins? What are you?
That's what I used to ask my sexuality in high school.
Hello.
Butter.
I see. I'm getting a top note of cat food.
Like someone dropped a biscuit in a fish tank.
Yeah, those taste like low tide. That is to say, New Englanders would love it. Liver cakes from 1947.
So the liver is an organ which collects and filters all of the toxins from an animal throughout their lifetime. So why we prance about and eat it is beyond me. With that being said, I've never tried it. Until now. Into a pot of water goes a pound of calf's liver. This recipe asks for calf or mutton liver. But when I asked about mutton liver to the butcher, he just asked if I was okay. Fire! While that boils, we need a quarter cup of breadcrumbs, flour, salt, pepper, plus dried sage, and onion. Then we drain the... What? I don't want to do this! Mince the liver. Ugh. You know, I used to have a sock like this. This is disgusting. 2 eggs. Get in. Now we make patties. What do you think we fry these in? Lard. Let me get my lard bucket. Then you just... lemon lards with liver and lard. There's something deviant about this.
Tastes like metal.
I don't like that.
Avocado ice cream from 1947.
This is fascinating because it seems chronologically wrong to find this in a 1940s cookbook, which means it must be pretty special, or that time-traveling keto athleisure influencers exist. You know, people who follow strange concepts like exercise. Into a saucepan goes a half cup of sugar, a pinch of salt, and 2 cups of milk.
Moon juice!
Now we scald this, so bring it to a simmer, but not a boil. Fire! Into a separate bowl goes 2 eggs. Beat. While whisking, we cook the eggs by slowly pouring in the hot milk. In goes a cup of heavy cream and 2 avocados mashed. I'm going to force mine through a sieve. And finally, the juice of a lemon. Beat thoroughly. Just freeze until firm. Good morning. Am I really about to have ice cream for breakfast? It's destiny.
Ooh.
Whoa! Yes, that works. It's really quite nice. It is a bit icy, more of a sherbet, but it's a no-churn, so I can't complain. It is a lovely, delicate taste. Chipped beef from World War II.
Also known as shit on a shingle.
Butter. Milk. Fire. Now we have dried beef.
I didn't know beef came in a jar.
Chop up your dehydrated cow. Pamper bath. Flour. Pepper. Boys, it's time to toast.
I can see where the name comes from. No.
Yes, not good. It tastes like it's insulting me.
A Valentine's cream pie from 59.
Now I can't think of anything better for Valentine's Day than a good old-fashioned cream pie. And this one features the maraschino cherry pastry. Hello. Goodbye. For the pie pan, we're going to want a 9-inch. I know I do too. If you've got one, don't just force it in. Be gentle. Now whether or not to edge is up to you. Some people aren't that patient. Blind bake at 425 for 15 minutes. This finished a bit early. Happens to the best of us. Into a saucepan goes a cup of sugar, quarter cup cornstarch, 2 eggs, 2 cups of moo juice, quarter cup of cherry juice. Hopefully it'll be pink. Bring this to a boil and stir constantly. Fire! If your hand gets tired, just keep going. I'm single, so I'm used to it. Once it's thickened, we remove from heat and add in a half cup of chopped cherries. In you go. To the fridge. Next, a cup of cream whipped. Some people are into that. Now we get to top. That's always fun.
I like that.
Very sweet, but I like it. Peanut butter bread from the Great Depression. Now, the Depression was rough, and while some people like it that way, the world of baking didn't. Butter, sugar, and eggs were scarce, but there was shelf-stable peanut butter. Start with 2 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, only a quarter cup of sugar, and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Is that a typo? We want the bread to rise, not generate thrust. On this episode of Bread Goes to Space, mix. In goes 1 1/3 cup of moo juice. That's milk. Now the half cup of peanut butter. You know, Peter Pan came out in 1928. Brave king. I waited until 2019. Get in. Fold. I don't know about this. There's not much to it. Meow. Bake at 325 for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. Well, it smells divine.
That's a good crumb.
Man. This is stellar. It's perfectly peanut buttery and sweet. So good with so little. This is why I bake. A baked bean pizza from 1954. Now I'm scared of lots of things, including the IRS, clowns, and English majors. But I'm most afraid of beans where they don't belong. Oh dear. The sauce begins with a can of tomato paste. Plus 8 ounces of spaghetti sauce. Really starting out on the wrong foot. More like the wrong limb. Add oregano for an authentic taste. I feel like I'm in Italy. For the crust, we squashed together refrigerator biscuits. Sorry, what were you saying about authentic? On goes the sauce. A bit of Parmesan. Now 20 ounces of baked beans. What part of Italy are you from?
Kentucky? In the center, some fresh mozzarella. How to get an entire country to hate you. Step 1. This. $4.25 for 10, then $3.25 for 20.
No.
We can serve this with anchovies or sardines. How about a swift death?
Oh, what? What is wrong with you? You are sick!
It's just vile.
Gentles and ladymen, it is that time of year. It's the holiday season, as I like to call it, baking season, and it's a very important day. Do you know what day it is? It's the day where I have my first glug of eggnog. I love it. My nose is redder than Rudolph. My hands are drier than my dating life. I have an 18-pound flightless bird in my sink, and my fridge is filled to the brim with more calories than a small 7-Eleven. And there's a Christmas tree in the back. What more could you want? I feel no way about drinking this out of the carton. Hold on. I need to take my teeth out. Oh, yeah, that's real cute. It's been so long. I'm on cloud 9. Not only are our turkeys defrosting, but so is Michael Bublé and Mariah Carey. Season's greetings!
You know, it's sad because we don't know each other, but I kind of felt like we were in the same class together. Through Corona, through quarantine, through sun and stormy weather, you helped me. We helped each other, whether we realize it or not, and I think that is the real power of TikTok. You know, guys, we joke about this app. What's on our FYP, the dance of the week? Just why is it spicy? We joke about being addicted to our phones. But the truth of the matter is that it's helped us to not feel so alone. My time on TikTok has been a joy beyond measure. And just know that my time with you guys has been an absolute pleasure.
Hi. Yeah, any reason why you guys didn't think to warn me about raccoons when I moved here? Because I just went to take out the trash and put it in the dumpster, and there was a demon from the 5th dimension in there. I throw the garbage in the dumpster, and the next thing I know, this fur demon starts ricocheting off the inside, sounding like Satan on a spin cycle. Next thing I know, this bloodthirsty potato sack with claws comes flying out at Mach 3 like some mammalian artillery. Why are they so big? That thing was the size of Nebraska. That thing could get a driver's license. Do you guys categorize your years and memories in terms of songs like I do? Like if someone says, hey, Dylan, do you remember the summer of 2016? I'm like, vaguely. But if someone says, hey, do you remember that summer where Love Yourself and One Dance was out? I'm instantly remembering everything. Hey, do you remember the Christmas of 2014? Nope. Do you remember that Christmas where Mary Did You Know by Pentatonics and Santa Tell Me was out? I said, yes. Like when I listen to Fireflies, I'm instantly transported back to the summer of 2010. Modern Warfare 2, the World Cup, what?
An oil change, but just dad noises.
Yep. Easy now. Easy now. You go up, and then you go. Shut. Yes, sir. All the way up there. Just like they're doing over tighten these. 5.7 liter Chevy, this and that throttle body, Chevy intake gasket. Perfect. Alrighty.
Congrats, you've made a mess.
As you guys know, this is my Suburban, but unlike Ernest the Cadillac, my Suburban has yet to be named, and I want you guys to fix that. So, the top comment come Monday, July 27th will be inscribed on a 5x2 brass plaque alongside the winner's username on the back of the vehicle. What you should know is that this 87 Suburban is comically large and a little more than rough around the edges, plus it sounds like the Exxon Valdez. Nothing is off limits and I am excited. People say, Dylan, I would love to take a road trip with you. No, you wouldn't. Morning, Sheriff! Oh God, it's an exit! Of course it's a Chrysler! Folks, let me tell you about something incredible that happened to me today. I was seated earlier as a passenger in a not-so-gentleman's car who, get this, was using 2 feet to drive. Make no mistake, this was not a standard transmission with a clutch. No, sir, this was an autofucking-matic, meaning it shifts for you. He had his right foot on the accelerator, his left foot on the brake. This is not a bicycle. This is not the cha-cha slide. He needn't use 2 feet to drive. I was seated abreast to a witless dish rag who needed help. You say, Dylan, why are you telling me this? Because I suspect more people do this than we gather, and we must stay diligent.
Friends don't let friends drive automatics with 2 feet.
Things about my 87 Suburban that just make sense. We have this front porch of a bumper, which is great because it turns every restaurant into a potential drive-through. This is where my muffler used to be before it fell off. The power steering leak that automatically lubricates the front suspension. Instead of airbags, this came equipped with a concussion. We have 2 cup holders, one for your drink, one for your starting fluid. God bless. Square body.
নিজেরে কি মনে করেন আপনি? বিশাল কিছু?
আমি কুসুমের জামাই, অবশ্যই বড় কিছু।
ও ভাবি, এত স্বাদের মাংস ফালাই দিলেন কেন?
আর কইস না বোন, আমার একটা রিং আসছিল, আমি একটু ঘরে গেছিলাম।
ছাগল নাকি? ছাগলই তো মনে হইতেছে, 2টা ঠ্যাং কম। জি
বাদল ভাই, ঈদ মোবারক।
ঈদ মোবারক।
বাপির লয়ে বাড়িতে আইও।
কত টাকা নিছে?
কত টাকা নিছে এটা দিয়ে কি করবা? পছন্দ হইছে নি দেখো।
ইংরেজি দিয়া দেশটা শেষ। খারাপ, ছাগলের পাশে খারাপ।
এটা কিসের মাংস ভাই?
গরু।
খাসি মাংস দেন আমারে।
খাসি নাই।
ছাগলে আর কি কি খায়?
পোলাও খায়, কোরমা খায়, চিতল মাছের কোপ্তা খায়, সালাদও খায়, সব খায়।
আপনি তো একটু একটু পড়াশোনা পারেন, রিক্সা চালান বাদ দিয়া অন্য কিছু করেন যায় না? এই সময় বাড়িতে এসেন কেন?
বোর গোসল দেখতে।
মিছা কথা। ছাগল কিনছেন, টাকা পেয়েছেন কই?
তোমারে কই নাই, জমাইছিলাম।
ওরা মাংস কাটতে এত দেরি করে ফলাইলি?
কাকা আপনার তো কইছিলাম যে আরো 2জন লোক দরকার, আপনি তো রাজি হন।
আপনি সেমাই খান, আমি এটা পইরা আসি। আমার আর তর্স হইতেছে না।
আরে সারা শুধু শুধু খাড়ায় আছো কেন? একটু হাসো, ফ্রি ফ্রি ছাগল পাইতাছো।
খাসির মাংস আমি আনতে কইছিলাম আপনার লইগা, ভাবছিলাম মজা করে আপনারা রান্না খাওয়াবো। আমি এই সময় গোসল করি? আমি সকালবেলা গোসল ছেড়ে ফেলাই না? রিক্সা চালান বাদ দিয়া অন্য কিছু করন যায় না?
করন যায়, চুরি করন যায়, ডাকাতি করন যায়,
তুমি ইন্টারনেট চালাও না, তুমি সব বিষয় বুঝবাও না।
অত বুঝবার চাই না।
কাকা একটু খাসি মাংস দাম দেয় না?
খাসির মাংস নাই রে বাপ।
লাগবো না ছবি তোলা, লাগবো না আমার ছাগল।
এই তুই তুই কে?
হয় না জুতো নাই। আরে হইছে ছাড়েন, আরে কেউ দেখা ভালাইবো। দূর
চায়ের ব্যবস্থা করে বেলাইছো? দুধ পাইলা কই, চা পাতা পাইলা কই? আমার আনতে কইছিলে, আমি তো আনি নাই।